Hey yo, welcome to Beyond the Mat, where it's all about the things and stuff. It's like this and like that, sitting in a lotus seat. We breathe deep from our heads to our feet till we feel inner heat. A little bit of rhythm for your soul, stretching out your minds from your head to your toes. We in our flow state, we don't know no hate. We into feeling great though, so we correlate. Coil snake gonna rise, sunshine. We take our time to appreciate divine grace. It takes place in a pace in them inner states. From a country road down to the interstate, we contemplate this. We here to make this. We here to break this. But we never fake this. We never hate kids. We in the love vibe. Me and my whole tribe. We gonna try to be fly with the sunshine. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Hey, all my fellow Beyonders. Today's guest is none other than the always friendly and smiling and laughing Heather MACMICHAEL. Heather is here today to cover a ton of topics that we never got to chat about the last time she was here, such as the Trumpmeister, the Donald himself. We get into some politics, Bitcoin, Pizzagate, the flying spaghetti monster makes an appearance, and a slew of other topics that I can't even remember right now. But hey, if you're interested in hearing about anything I just mentioned, stick around, folks, because there's lots more to come today, right here, Beyond the Mat. So, friends, please, a warm welcome for Heather MACMICHAEL. Oh, wait. We can't do that yet, because I haven't even told you about something that I really need to talk about. It's super serious. This is the most serious thing I have to say to everyone out there on this planet. And that super serious message is this. Please visit jcoleyoga.ca and support my artistic endeavor by scrolling to the bottom of the page, clicking on the artwork link, and purchasing whichever drawing suits your fancy. Suits your fancy? Do people even say that anymore? Well, I guess they do, because I just said it. If you don't like art, maybe your thing is more about textures and feeling, in that case, I highly recommend anyone heading on over to pixelsurprise.com and trying out a custom-made pixel quilt, or buying one of the ones that are already there. These quilts are not only visually appealing, but they're warm too. That's right, double effect. They look good and they keep you warm. Pixelsurprise.com. And now, folks, we can now give a warm welcome to the cheerful lady known as Heather MACMICHAEL. Hello, Heather MACMICHAEL. Bleep, bloop, bleep. Welcome to Beyond the Mat. I'm recording right now. We are going all the way in.
Live it is.
Cool. How's it going, yo?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Jay?
Pretty good. I've been outside in the sun. That's why
my goodness.
I'm all ramped up with energy today, because I've been like out.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing things, and vitamin D is good.
Thanks. That's awesome.
Shit, yo. So how's everything? How's it going?
Everything's pretty good. It's been a pretty good week.
It was like a month, right?
Yeah.
Since we recorded last. Shit, your first show came out already. It's been
it did.
It was like a month.
Yeah, so it's been a little while. So things have been going fairly well. I just had a party at the library for my quilt getting unveiled.
Oh,
Yay.
what? Cool.
Yeah. I know, right?
Wait, which quilt was it?
It's the Very Hungry Caterpillar, because it was Eric Carl's 89th birthday. So the library threw him a birthday party, and I don't even think he knew that it was happening. But he's the guy who wrote the book, so, odds are he's having some kind of a celebration,
Cool.
because everybody loves him so much. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but, so I had this feeling that, like, the library might not be, like, great like it used to be, like when I was a kid and you were a kid and we were kids, because the internet wasn't a huge thing when I was like that age. In fact, it wasn't really in existence at all. So my second home was the library. I spent all kinds of time there. There was a summer reading contest, and all the kids around the city would sign up, and everyone would be like on a race, and you'd have like a little paper something, and it would travel around the library on like different pegboards and walls and things like that. because every time you read a book, it was like you gained a level.
Right.
So it was like it's a great big adventure, and I used to love doing that. So I figured now that there's the internet in everybody's house, I mean, what do you need a library for, right? But I was wrong. The library was overrun with kids everywhere. It was absolutely insane.
Oh,
it was insane. Yeah. Cool. And my quilt was there, and I was very happy. So, yay.
Awesome. Yeah, shit, I haven't been to a library in forever, ever. So I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on in there. I was like, people still read? I thought everything's in all audiobooks now.
No, there's still actual books.
Shit, I can't get in, for one reason, I can't get into audiobooks, and I keep trying. I mean, I
can't get into paper books anymore.
Oh, no. Oh, man, paper books are the best. Especially, like,
I know.
Anything to do with dragons, I'm down. Dragons and magic, like, hook me up.
The Paperback Princess.
Oh.
See, that was a great kid's book.
Yeah, audiobooks are like hard because, and I mean, I don't know why, because I listen to like 40 hours of podcasts every week, and I listen to every word of it, and sometimes I rewind a little bit, and but audiobooks, for some reason, it's just a guy chatting in the background of my head, and I start thinking other shit, and I'm like, oh, well, I should probably go and do this, and I gotta work on this over here, and this is some other things I gotta do. And meanwhile, Buddy's like, blah, 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 important plot context is happening in the book, and I miss it. I go back and I'm like, what's he even talking about now? Oh, I'm so lost. But, like, I do that when I read. I do that when I read with my finger, and, I'm reading a paragraph, and I'm, like, reading, and I'm kind of like, my eyes are just looking at it, but I'm thinking other shit. I'm not actually reading, but my eyes are looking at it, and I'm going left to right across the page, and I get down to the bottom, and I go, what the hell did I just read? And I gotta go back and start all over. That happens. Yeah. That's one of the main reasons why I don't really read a lot. I mean, I am a reader, but I'm not like a reader. I know
that whole thing was me in high school. That was it. Oh. I just could not retain anything. I kept thinking about all the other things. I had so many questions, and the textbook would not answer them. I didn't do well. I was an independent thinker. It was bad.
Yep. Poor independent thinkers. They're getting poo-pooed on all over the world.
It's rough. I just feel like there's going to be somebody who takes me away eventually. Someone's going to press the red button under the desk, and then, Men in Black are going to show up, and then they're going to memory thingy me, and then
that's it.
That's not going to be good.
Well, it would be.
Looking forward to that day.
It would be actually pure bliss, because then you wouldn't be troubled with any of the things that you know. You could just be an unplugged or a plugged in citizen who's just like, nah, I'm back in the Matrix. Brr.
I mean, I guess with the blue pills and things, I suppose.
Oh, God.
But I don't know. I think I'd still have an inner urge to know the truth.
Yeah,
I think I'd still want to know what's really going on behind the curtain.
It would start all over again. It would just start over. You'd be like, a kid, you'd be like, oh, well, why is that? Oh, well, why do that?
Well, that's just it.
Why?
I even have questions about why people don't ask the things.
Like, why aren't you asking why?
Why are you not saying why with me, Like,
that's the crazy.
Why am I the only one saying why? What's going on here?
That's clearly like the craziest part of this whole society is when you look at what's that saying? There's no sense being adjusted to a maladjusted society or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no point.
Something like that.
There's no point in being normalized into a corrupt, evil society. There's no point in being. I'm butchering this right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
It's out there somewhere.
Y'all know the quote. So
it's true.
I flicked on the old Facebook this morning, and
yes, what a great thing that is.
There was like there's something that you had posted about Trudeau, and it was hilarious. Yeah. All the points that you had made, and then everybody's arguing about it, and I was like, cool, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast like right away. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to Heather's page, and it's gonna be right there because she just posted this morning. But now, no, it's that weird new way that Facebook arranges everything, so it's not in a chronological order. So I don't know when you posted that post about that, but it's not showing anywhere on your feed. Like, I'm on your page right now, and it's not anywhere to be seen. Snopes.
Oh my god,
it goes
I'm being actively shadow banned. Whoa. I've suspected it for a while, and I'm not even going to really say that that's what's going on here, but I don't know, being shadow banned sucks. Twitter has admitted that they will shadow ban people. Oh. So, yeah, so that you think that you're posting all these things, and nobody's commenting because they just don't give a damn. But that's not true. You see your post, but nobody else sees the post. How long? I posted this 7 hours ago.
Okay.
Oh, good. Canada is adopting everybody in MS-13. That's what it says.
Like, look,
However, the article is...
I'm back at yesterday already, and it hasn't been there anywhere.
Whoa. Yeah, that's not good. I should report to Facebook, but you can't report Facebook to Facebook. It's a big problem.
Like, why are you hiding my... hiding my posts about things that you don't like?
No, it's nice to have... Well, yeah.
Basically. They're like, why are you using my system if you don't like that kind of stuff? You can go get your own kind of Facebook.
There's so many crazy things going on.
Oh,
but yeah, that article is from January 28th, 2017. But it's still a problem. And Trudeau wants to bring in like 1 million immigrants, like, or refugees or whatever. 1 million over the next 3 years. That seems
but is he really bringing in those... Is he really going to bring in that, like, cartel or whatever? Like, that's going to be, like,
looks like he's
like, on the list?
Well, I don't know. I mean, somebody, that Homer whoever guy sued him for, like, $10 million. He won, and now, you know, that was a good example to set.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know, but I don't like it. I'm worried that we're going to become, like, London. You know, and that whole Tommy Robinson was horrible thing, like where he just got arrested for any kind of level of free speech, basically, and he got arrested one morning for reporting about a grooming gang that was like a Muslim grooming gang or something. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't want to throw racism into it or anything like that, but there is something. They're just letting everybody come in to England. So Tommy Robinson went out to report on this, and there was some kind of a publication ban, but he was reporting on it like, I don't know, for whatever reason, he was just doing it. And then all these police officers swarmed him, and they arrested him. They took him to court, and within hours, they sentenced him to 13 months in a jail with, like, a bunch of not good people who are kind of the people who he's reporting against. And the judge was just like, yeah, he might die in there, but he knew what he was getting into, whatever. So now there's, like, there's just thousands of people every single day with huge... rallies and protests in London, and they're all running up and down the streets, and it's absolute insanity, and I am worried that is going to happen here. Like,
well, I mean, I
don't know.
We've always had kind of like open borders for like refugees and people who are coming from disheveled places who are war torn and everything like that. But then we got into like just bringing anybody over for any reason, and also like
it's pretty messy.
Yeah, there's this thing where we do in Canada where, for any of my American friends out there who don't know about this kind of shit, we bring in people from, like, the Philippines or someplace like that, and then companies like McDonald's are allowed to hire them and pay them, like, way less than minimum wage. So in places where minimum wage is, like, $9, they're getting, like, $5 or $6 an hour. And then the government is subsidizing, so the government picks up the slack that the company, that McDonald's, doesn't have to pay. So it's basically,
that is so crazy.
It's kind of like a handout. So you're kind of like taking somebody from a country where things are pretty shitty, and then you're bringing them here where things are like a little bit better on the surface, at least, but underneath it all, it's still as corrupt as all hell. And you're just kind of taking those people and putting them in place here to give McDonald's a break. Like that, to me, that's not right, because there's so many people I know who are on unemployment, who are on welfare, who aren't even on anything. That's the worst part. If you don't qualify, you get nothing in this country. And you got to jump through mad hoops too. And if you didn't, if you got fired, you don't get unemployment. If you quit, you don't get unemployment. The only way is to get end of contract or a doctor's note. Or what was the other one? End of contract or a layoff. And so here's the thing. A company is not allowed to give a layoff unless they're actually going to hire you back once the work picks up again. So they don't give out layoffs anymore because of that.
I see. I've never been eligible for EI because I used to work for my dad.
There you go.
And they decided, well, you could just make up that, whatever. So you don't have to pay into EI, but you're also never going to qualify for it. So, unless you go get another job.
Well, that's weird because I did that actually. I did like a scam kind of thing with. It was with my stepfather's print shop actually, and I worked there, and I made cash, and I took money and I ran it through an account that made it look like I was getting all these thousands of dollars every month, and then every month I would just run it through again. Get the money. A little bit would get skimmed off for taxes, income tax, and a little bit would go to CPP and all the deductions and all that, Canada pension, and the unemployment insurance fund and all that. A little bit every month would get skimmed off, but you just keep running the same lump of money through. Every 2 weeks you run $900 through, badoop, badoop, badoop. And literally, I was literally taking the 900, depositing it, and then going and taking it right back out. And I would take the same 900 and just put it in a box and run it through the same 900 every month. And I did that for a year. And then I got unemployment insurance hooked up, which gave me the max stamps. And stamps are what they call here the amount that you're allowed to get. So back in the day, they used to give you I think it was 65 to 70% of what your income was. Now it's down to 50% or 48 or something like that. They keep lowering it to try and wean people off of this system where they're going to be dependent on a government to save them. And that's the other weird thing. By the way, so I did end up getting the unemployment and continuing to work at the print shop. So I'm one of the reasons. I'm one of the bad guys who suckled the teat a little too hard.
My family just, one day, I think it was me, and I just said, am I even eligible for EI? Because I don't know. And Dad said, well, you should probably inquire. So my brother and I both wrote to them, and they said, we will do an investigation. And they called us, and they talked to us, and they were just like, yeah, you guys work for your parents, so you could make up that you're not on EI, and then or that you're not working and then get on EI and keep working.
Yeah.
You could just scam the system.
Yeah, you can.
And I thought,
if you don't,
who would do that?
Jay would do that. And you could do it too if you didn't call them first.
I know you back then. We could have scammed them together. Maybe someday.
I was in New Brunswick at the time, so it would have been a cross-provincial EI scam going on.
I wonder if he would have been arrested for conspiracy. That would have been interesting. Conspiracy to scam the government out of money. But I'm trying to get off disability. I'm not trying to get more money from disability. I just want to get out of it.
No.
So I'm plugging away. I'll get there. I'm trying to figure out if I might meet Ethan Hawke.
Ooh.
Maybe.
How? How do you think it's gonna happen now? What moves have been made?
Okay, so here's the scoop, and that is that Ethan Hawke, he's a Hollywood person. I don't really care whatever about any of the Hollywood people. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I'm not oh my god, he's a celebrity. So anyway, he starred in the movie Maudie, right?
Right.
So that was a movie about Maud Lewis, the painter, and she's wonderful and not longer with us, but she made beautiful, wonderful, simple paintings with bright, colorful pictures and colors, and she was
from Digby,
very fun painter.
From Digby, Nova Scotia.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to her house.
Somewhere like that.
I went to her house.
Yeah.
You can go in. It's a little museum, and you can look at all the stuff in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Okay.
That's what that movie is about?
In the movie.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that's what that movie was about.
Yeah, I cried through a lot of it. Because I relate to her way too much. So anyway, so he fell in love with Nova Scotia when he was filming the movie.
Right.
So he's purchased a home, and he loves autumn the most. So he's going to be here in autumn for his house, which I'm guessing doesn't have a whole lot of artwork or quilts or anything like that. So I've made like a Maud Lewis medley, which I call a Maudley. And yeah, I pixel quilted one of her paintings. Like,
what?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and like send it to him as like a housewarming gift? Like, welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, a little bit.
Welcome to the province-hood.
Yeah.
The province.
I don't know. It's possible. But we'll see, because there's a guy on the inside who's like supposed to set it up, so we'll see if it actually happens or if it's just
you see, that's what I call
oasis, you know.
That's what I call too many steps.
Well, it is a lot of steps, isn't it?
Too many middlemans. I don't know.
No, it's one middleman.
Yeah, one's enough though. So you're like 2 degrees. You're 2 degrees from Ethan Hawke. I wonder if he knows Kevin Bacon. You could be 3 from Kevin Bacon. I know a guy.
Who knows?
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows Kevin Bacon. So I'm like, I know a guy who knows a guy. So I'm like the 3rd removed one. I know a guy who knows a guy who worked in a movie with Kevin Bacon. So I'm like 3 or 4 degrees. What is it? 7 degrees? Everyone is 7 degrees to Kevin Bacon somehow?
6 degrees.
Oh, because of Facebook. That opened up a whole
I don't know.
I remember
there used to be a website called 6degrees.com, and I loved it. And it was all like, you're just 6 degrees away from every single person in the world. This is an experiment. And it showed you how you were connected to people you weren't friends with. Like, it actually showed you how. Yeah. Which is like the one thing Facebook is kind of lacking. Like, it tells you mutual friends, but it doesn't say you're friends with your aunt person and, you know, your uncle's dude and a brother's guy, and, you know, between that and someone who works at a coffee shop, that's how you know each other. Yeah, you know, it should be like that. Facebook could do that.
Okay, so
they know everything.
Shit. I signed up for this thing called MyHeritage DNA. So
yes.
It's a company called MyHeritage.
Yes, I remember this.
And it's really cool because it does that. So it shows you, like, you gotta enter in. I'm trying to bring it up here. I don't know what. Come on. I like it when Google Chrome just remembers all my passwords, but for some reason it's like, today? No, sir, you get nothing. So yeah, MyHeritage is totally set up like that, and you just plug in a few little facts, and then it starts finding people. And and it starts to find potential people too who have been entered. I mean, like, I entered like my dad, and then it was my dad's aunts and uncles, who someone in the family somewhere had entered them. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And
weird.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have my DNA, though.
I didn't really care about that. That was the cool part. I mean, I
feel like they could clone us.
Whatever. If they can clone me, then clone me. I would.
Yes, just weird.
I welcome my clone brethren.
There's a thing. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen here, but in China, they kill 150 people every single day for their organs. Like, this is a huge problem. And I'm not saying they kill them because they're prisoners. They don't kill them because they're in the hospital dying. I'm saying okay, so at some point, the whole, wherever it is, decided we need to test everybody's urine for their safety. That's what they said. And then we need to check their blood for their safety. And then we need to start collecting their DNA for their safety. And they checked, like, their kidney function and their liver function. And they're focusing on this group of people. I'm probably going to say it wrong, but Falun Gong or something like that. Falun Gong something. But these guys don't smoke and they don't drink. And it's like a kind of a Qigong yoga type lifestyle. So it's a peaceful Buddhist-y type healthy lifestyle. So China is rounding these people up who have a healthy lifestyle because they've got really healthy organs. And they're like taking them off in like whatever, and they're having them killed for their organs. So the point is that they have your blood type and they know your DNA. So it's easy for them to just go to a computer, find out where you live, because Facebook, and then look at your DNA, because something like that, and then they know that you are like a perfect organ match for like, you know, Obama or something, right? And they'll just come and they'll take you away.
Wow.
And they'll, yeah.
Like that's happening in China. No money is involved. They're just kind of like, well, we know this guy works and no one's going to miss him. Yoink. You're like, oh, where'd my brother go?
The money involved is when the person shows up from another country to pick up their organ and have it implanted in them. And then some of those organs sell for a lot of money. And I'm talking like hearts. They sell hearts. They'll use hair. They'll use collagen. Oh my God, there's so many. It's so icky.
So I could sell my hair? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you can sell your hair to the cancer thing, but I think that's more of a voluntary thing.
Yeah, don't they want it like given? I'm like, I kind of like it. I kind of want it for myself. And it's been growing for like 2.5 years now without being cut. Not even a trim.
That's pretty good.
Not even a trim.
Oh,
those
I had to go get a lot of it lopped off. We talked about our hair last time.
Oh yeah, shit. That's that old. That's that old. What's it called? Memory. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I got my heritage DNA brought up on the screen.
Yes.
I'd like to share it with
everybody. Yeah, looking at that too.
So
Start your family tree.
So it says like Europe. 93% of my DNA is from Europe. So we have.
Oh wow.
North and West Europe, which is Irish, Scottish, and Welsh, is 59%. English, so like the UK, like British, 25%. And then up north in Norway, Sweden, and Finland, Scandinavian is 6.7%.
Wow.
And then we've got, Ashkenazi Jew is 2.5%. And that goes through Germany, like all of Europe pretty much. This goes through United Kingdom, Germany, all the way to Ukraine, all the way down to Turkey, down to Italy, down to France, back up around to the United Kingdom. So it's just a really wide, broad range of people.
You've been everywhere, man.
According to my DNA memory, I've been everywhere. West Asia is Turkey, Iran, and Pakistan, 3.6%. Nigeria, 1.9% Nigerian. And Middle East, so Turkey, Iran, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, all these areas. Little top piece of Ethiopia, 1.3% Middle Eastern. So that's really cool to find out all that. I knew about Europe and I knew about like Scandinavian. Everything else is like totally new to me. Totally
well, that makes sense, yeah. As far as I know, I'm nothing but Scottish, so...
That's what I thought too. I was like, well, all my great-grandparents were all Scottish, and everyone was a Scot, or came from like Britain and all that area, so I knew that for sure, and then, the rest is just...
My mom's a Stuart, and my dad's a McMichael. It really doesn't get more Scottish than that. Let's just see what happens here.
Oh, and then there's DNA matches that come up. So like it's showing me that I have people who have already submitted their DNA to these systems, and it uses like all the databases from the world. It's not just their tiny little MyHeritage database. They reference all these DNA databases to try and find people to link us together. And so it's showing like there's 3 people. Oh my God, there's 3 in front of me. So Leslie, this girl Leslie, she's my first cousin once removed. There's a guy named Ephraim Price. Ephraim, Ephraim. I guess that's a name. Ephraim Price. First cousin twice removed. James Gould from Canada. 3rd to 5th cousin. And then there's 4,000 more of these link ups. And I just got to kind of like sit and click through them and filter them and add them to my family tree. And if I add them to my family tree, I can add them, or I can add their entire family tree to my family tree. But see, the free version of this website only gives you like whatever 100 people or something like that, or 400 people for your family tree. And I've already reached the limit like a while ago. Yeah, 200. You get 200 people, and I got 193 in my family tree, and these are all people that I know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I know that we've got a bunch of Mormons in my extended family somewhere, and it's weird. They send us a calendar every year. It's weird.
Yeah, cool.
Because, I don't know, I don't know them. I've got a cousin named Heather McMichael.
They're hopeful that you're going to join their cult.
Nope.
See, what you need to do? Why don't you make your own brochures and pamphlets about, like, rainbow life and send them your own little pamphlets? Be like, look, why don't you come to Nova Scotia and be colorful with me? And they'll be like,
well, that does sound awfully good. I'd like to join that religion. Oh.
The Nova Scotia rainbow religion.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean, Flying Spaghetti Monster one's really good too, but, you know, it never hurts to make your own one. Never hurts.
The Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Ramen. Oh.
I like that prayer, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I can't think of it.
I'll find it.
Our spoon who art in pasta or something like that.
That's pretty good, actually. I wish it was that. Our pasta who art in a colander, draining be your noodles. Thy noodle come, the sauce be yum, on top of some grated Parmesan. Give us this day our garlic bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trample on our lawns. And lead us not into vegetarianism, but deliver us some pizza, for thine is the meatball, the noodle, and the sauce, forever and ever. Ramen.
Ramen.
Yep. That is the FSM prayer. It's so good.
My.
It makes me happy.
Yeah. I like stuff like that. I like spoofs. I like Weird Al Yankovic kind of twists on things.
Yes.
It's like the same kind of song but different words put in. And
it's true.
Yeah, that's like the new. I don't know if it's not a new thing anymore, but that was like this big thing in the hip hop world. They were taking other people's, like, they would take like a really popular radio rap song. I don't even know who the radio rappers are anymore. I don't know, Drake. Drake, I guess that's one that we all know because he's Canadian.
I don't know if Kanye is still alive or not, but maybe.
Kanye. So they would take like a like a Kanye beat. And then they would rap exactly the same way that he raps, but they would just change the words. So they were different rhyming words. They would just change the words around. But they would rhyme it the same structure, the same emphasis, and the same delivery. And I'm like, what are y'all really trying to prove here? Like, why is this such a big fad? And everybody jumped on it. And then they called it a mixtape. Like, yo, check out my mixtape. And I'm like, mixtape? Mixtape is what you used to make for a girl in high school, and because it was actually a cassette tape, and it had all songs. It had songs that you thought she would like, and you'd put those on an album and give them to her, and she would go, "Oh, thanks," or she would laugh in your face and throw it in the garbage.
Sometimes
those are the only two things that would happen.
Two.
There's no in between. It was in the garbage, or she loved it.
Pretty much.
That was what a mixtape was, but now a mixtape means you're using some other rapper's beat, and you're gonna rap the same rap as him, but with different words.
Oh, Ooh, that's terrible.
That's talent for you. That is where our talent has grown into in this world. And everybody's cool with it. That's the weird part. Everyone was just cool with it. They're like, oh yeah, that's a mixtape. Cool. Nice job on the mixtape, man. And everyone just like supported each other and did it. Can I be on your next mixtape? And you can be on my mixtape? Let's go online and download some instrumental beats from other people's music. And I'm like, what? To what end though? I mean, people thought that if they could prove, oh look, I can rap just like Kanye. Universal is going to be at your door tomorrow because you can rap like Kanye. Like, I think anyone could rap like Kanye if they just practiced a little bit. It's not really that hard. I keep telling that to everybody. Everyone who thinks it's like something special, I'm like, it ain't that hard, yo. It takes literally like, I could write you a rap song. I could rap it how you should rap it, how I wrote it, and I could give that to you, and you could listen to it for a week and have it memorized, and then you could rap it. Like, it's that easy. It only takes a week to like really get it.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Changing.
Speaking of Kanye, though, I went and I watched his little meltdown on TMZ or whatever that was.
Wasn't that awesome?
It was epic as hell, and I was just like, got my arms up in the air. I'm like, yeah. Preach it, Kanye. You are the man.
Totally.
You are like saying all the shit everyone is thinking, and the way that they all like turn their noses up, like, you can't say these things.
I did think it funny though, like, you know, Kanye has always been like, I'm a lyrical genius, and then he's having his meltdown, and he's just like, I'm not good at explaining stuff. Like, it's like, really, buddy? I mean, and I think that was the downfall, was that he really didn't explain it as well as like Candace Owens pulled it off. So you know, he basically reacted as if everybody else had already watched the entire thing from Candace Owens and already knew her platform and understood that whole thing. And, you know, everyone was like, who the heck is that? You know, like, we don't know. Yeah. We don't pay attention to that kind of a thing.
So she was on the Joe Rogan podcast for like 3 hours getting like, just like grilled about all these things. And it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, she has some really out there and wacky thoughts about some things, but you're just like, everyone has, you know, everyone has their flat earth concept in their brain.
Sure.
You know, everyone has one,
somewhere in there.
Everyone has one thing that's like, oh, okay. I kind of don't agree with that, but whatever. It was so enlightening too, to see someone like speaking from her angle, you know. It was like, wow, like here is like a black lady supporting Trump in a big way, and like not even like for any reason. Like it's not like she was like hired or paid to do this or anything. Like she's like, no, I just support, this is why. And then people start freaking out. So I always think that's hilarious, you know. They always just pick someone. It's never someone who wants to be picked. That's the thing. It's someone who's just kind of going through the motions of life, like, oh, I'm just doing my everyday 9 to 5, blah blah blah. And then they'll say something, and then, oh, how dare you make those sounds out of your throat, out of your mouth.
Right.
Let's throw this person right under the bus. When's the next bus coming? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's amazing what's going on. Like, they kick Sarah Sanders out of a restaurant, and they get really pissed off when whoever says he's not going to bake a cake for a gay couple or whatever. But, you know, the shoe on the other foot doesn't feel so good, does it?
Now hang on. That whole thing has been unearthed a little bit further. That couple went around to like 10 different, I think it was 10 or 12 different cake stores trying to get a cake made. And people were like, yeah, we'll do it. And then they just went to another cake store. Like, they were like fishing. They were trying to find someone to freak out. They'd been all over town. They'd been to all the cake stores in town before they finally found one that was like, no, I'm not doing this.
There's always a second story, you know?
No, we're doing this because we're gay. It's like...
Maybe they're not really gay in real life. Who knows?
Oh, then there's that, too, yeah. Then there's, like, people going around just fake pretending to do shit just to stir up some trouble.
People who fake having cancer are the worst ones.
Oh, my God.
It's amazing that they're even out there, but they are. Like, I'm just going to make up that I've got cancer, and then everyone will feel sorry for me and shower me with money.
And can you donate to my Kickstarter and my GoFundMe? I have a lot of medical bills piling up.
It's ridiculous, really.
Oh, being the villain and criminal that I am, I had this horrible idea when, like, this Kickstarter shit was, like, first starting. And I was like, I know. Because I was seeing, like, things on online. I don't even want to just say Facebook. Let's just say social media. I was seeing articles online about people who were like, oh, my neighbor just got in a car accident. Her leg's broken. So I really need help to get my neighbor so she doesn't, like, lose her house and her kids don't have to move away and all this shit, right? Sure. And they would just write this really, like, enticing sob story. And you're like, oh, my God. And I look, I'm like, they've been given... This lady now has $100,000 in donations from people who just wanted to reach out. And it's like, oh, and then, you know, at first, like, makes my heart feel really good. And I get a little tear. Yeah. And I feel good. I'm like, yay, team people. And then I see another one, and another one, and another one. And all these stories are, like, so crafted perfectly to make me, like, tear up inside. And I'm like, oh. Yeah. Now it's not a woman with a broken leg. Now it's a little boy who got... attacked by a dog, and there's always some story. And I was like, I'm gonna write a story. I'm gonna make up some guy who...
The best sympathy story ever!
Who lost his job, and this guy used to be my neighbor, so he helped my kids build a a tree fort in the backyard, and he lost his job.
Nice.
He got kicked out. He lost his home. He couldn't pay his rent anymore, and now he's living in the tree fort out back. And now he helps my wife carry the garbage to the garbage, and he plays with the kids, and he'll help you carry your groceries in and everything. But now he's homeless.
That would be nice.
Because he couldn't keep his job because he worked at home. And I just kept going and going, and I wrote this thing, and then I was like, I can't.
Wow.
At the end, I was like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't hit like the submit button or whatever it was, the send, the go button. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And I was like, I guess maybe like karma wise, further down the road, something really bad was going to happen to me if I did that.
Maybe.
Or maybe I would be a guy with like, $100,000 in my bank right now. You could go either way.
I suppose you never know.
And then you could take that money and do something really good with it, like help a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, who are living in tree houses in their neighbors' backyards.
Just gotta find this guy now. I got your money, dude. I got your money.
Pretty sad. It's funny though.
So how's your Bitcoin doing? How's your coins?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so, not good.
No.
They're all doing very bad right now, but that's okay.
But wait, what's bad? But what's bad though? I mean, you you started with $50 last June, wasn't it?
Yeah, I put $50 into Bitcoin, and I put $50 into Litecoin.
Litecoin,
So when I got into it, the $50 bought me 1 penny worth of Bitcoin.
Right.
Okay, and the $50 into Litecoin bought me an entire Litecoin. So at some point, my Litecoin went up to $437.17. Right now, it's like at $106.
Oh.
So I'm still up on the deal.
Yeah.
But if I had had a crystal ball, I probably would have just said, "Oh my gosh, $437.17, getting out now." But I didn't do that because I didn't know. And Bitcoin went up to $25,000, which means that 1 cent of Bitcoin for a while was worth $250. But now it's like almost maybe about 8,800, 9,000, something around there. So I don't know, but there's crazy people saying it's going to go up to 40,000 by the end of the year, and I have no idea. And then there's all these other crypto coins that are coming out. Pardon me. And some people are saying that Litecoin should be something like, I don't know, $3,000 by the end of this year, but I don't know. Then there's, I got into Ripple a bit because Ripple coin was like 30 cents when I got in, and I think right now it's like 56 cents. But some people are saying it's going to go up to $589 by the end of this year. And that just sounds so crazy. Yeah. I'll be surprised if it's $5 by the end of the year. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of these like economists are like trying to like create a bubble maybe on purpose. Like they're trying to push this thing like, no, it's going big. Like, haha, we're going to crash this thing on purpose. Because if they predict it to go too big and then it doesn't work out, then everybody's pissed off and isn't going to do it anymore. And then, the whole system can crash because of that. But the thing is, it doesn't matter that if 1 Bitcoin is worth like 1 Canadian cent or 1 cent is worth 1 fraction of a Bitcoin. None of this really matters in the end, because in the end, what we really want to see is that I don't have to use some Canadian money to buy my tofu at the store. I should be able to use Bitcoin if I want. I should be able to use any currency I want if I want. I shouldn't have to be regulated. And that's basically what it all comes down to. It's not about, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to invest in Bitcoin, and then I'm going to turn it into Canadian money, and then I'll be a rich Canadian. That's not what it's about. It's about having a new currency to use and work with, not just get it and then sell it all and go, I'm out.
Right.
Like, that's not the point. The point is it's a whole new system. And because of the blockchain technology, it's so much more secure and safe. And it decentralizes it. It's no longer in a bank. It's no longer in, like, a company no longer has your money that they can take and fund wars and pipelines and all this other crap that they're doing. So there's all that is kind of wrapped up into the whole thing. And it's good, but at the same time, that's kind of like maybe what's bad about it marketing wise, because people are like, oh, I don't trust that. I trust my government, and I trust my money. I trust my bank. People have been banking
so much
at the same bank their entire life. Like my dad has been with TD Bank before it was TD. It was Toronto Dominion, and then it became TD Canada Trust, and then they took out the Canada Trust after TD bought Canada Trust, and then, you know, it's like when one fish eats another fish. You can still call that both fishes for a while until it gets digested. Then you just have the one fish, the one bigger fish.
Yeah.
And
it's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah. I showed you that. I think I showed you a picture of the ATM machine downtown Victoria, BC. You can put money in, and it'll print you out a Bitcoin. Bam, just like that.
I did see that. We've got one in Halifax too.
Oh, cool.
So I'm guessing that probably means that there's one in every single province between BC and Nova Scotia.
Maybe not every province. Maybe one per province, somewhere. I talked to the store owner, because it's a store that's featuring some of my artwork, and
very good. Yay.
Thank you. Yeah, it's cool seeing, like, it's cool when I'm just like walking around downtown with a friend, and I'm like, oh, by the way, look, that's my art over here in this store. Like, what?
Nice.
That's yours? Cool. And so I talked to the store owner about it, and she is actually getting paid to, like, have that machine there, the same way that if you put in if you had an ATM machine, you're gonna get revenue from that. It's like having it's like having an arcade game in your store, basically. Yeah. Only there's no game. There's just a few buttons to push, and the game's over real quick.
Yeah.
And so she's actually getting paid from the people who run that machine, anyways. And she has no idea how it works or what is involved with any of it. She just knew it was a way to make some money. And
wow.
I was like, how much Bitcoin do you have? She's like, none. I'm like, oh man.
It's a summer sale. It's cheap right now. This is good.
I would be going over to that machine, and I should be going to that machine still. I should just go and throw $20 in, get a 20, or get another 20 every randomly once in a while, get a 20. If anything,
it's true.
You know, it's not going to go below that 20. Like, it's only going to ever go up, even a little bit. It's not going to completely crash. Like, I'll always be able to get my $20 back if I want someday.
Oh, for sure. It just might take a little while. Right now, Litecoin is at 107, and Bitcoin is at 8,100. So it is on sale. It's a great time for a sale. It's gone up $20 this hour, and $119 today. And it's gone down $783 this week. So, and $1,000 this month. So yeah, it's just getting ready to go to the moon, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not just take my advice blindly. Do your own research, due diligence. Yeah. Lots of sources, not just me. But I still think it's going to be like our future of currency, and I would rather lose the money I've put in than miss out completely and then show up late for the party and just continue to be poor forever. So I'm just optimistically and patiently counting down the days for my poverty to end.
It'll get there.
I will. It's just, it's going to take a little while. But I'm patient. I can wait so good. It's okay.
I'm real good at waiting. Watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, I need it now.
It depends on
good.
what it is.
See how good I waited?
It depends on what it is.
And people at home couldn't see, but I was twiddling my thumbs.
Ooh.
So to twiddle your thumbs, you kind of like put both your hands together, like you're gonna clap, and then you fan them apart a little bit,
though, do you?
so that your fingers are going in between each other, and then you clasp them together.
Yes.
And then you pull your hand out, and so that your thumbs are touching, and it makes kind of like an egg shape if the two tips of your thumb are touching. And then you start to like pull the left thumb around in a circle in towards the pinky, and then the right thumb goes in towards, and they kind of circle around each other. I hope
true.
I queued that up properly for everyone at home who followed along.
I'm following along. It's nice.
Did any of your fingers crash into each other?
They were.
Jay, it didn't work. Ow.
No, it was okay. We were all right. I did it.
Woo.
Victory is mine.
That was like the hardest thing in yoga school. We had to like cue people in through yoga stuff, poses and everything, without doing it ourselves. Just kind of like saying
explaining
the word, just explaining it right with words, and they like there's no visual to follow along with. And like the thing about explaining what you're doing in yoga is that it's easy because I'm also doing it. So like I put my left hand out on the ground in front of me and I just say what I just did, you know, it's easy. And but when you're not doing it, you're like, oh, what did I do? Did I miss? Oh, there's a leg missing. Oh, and it's funny because people were like wrapped up into these like pretzel shapes falling over.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, because they had to literally do, even if they knew what move you were trying to get them into, they had to do just what you were saying. So if you left out one little thing, you know, someone's arm could still be on the ground and they're trying to like stand up with their arm on the ground. And it was fun.
That was funny.
A lot of fun.
Yes.
Hoo-wee.
It's good exercise in following directions.
Yeah, I guess. You know what I get mixed up to this day is my left and my right. Like, I have to take a pen and I put a little L because in yoga, well, first of all, I screw up my left and right every day, like all the time. I have some kind of weird dyslexica about it. It's just left, right, There's some kind of... There's some neurons that are not firing properly inside the left and the right. So even when I'm doing someone else's yoga class and they're like, reach your right hand up, my left hand goes up. And I'm like, oh shit, no, wrong hand. And
I think George Bush had the same problem.
And
because he said now the left hand knows what the right hand is doing, and he held up the wrong hand. Then he held up the other wrong hand. It was really funny.
Yeah, it's like an easy thing to mix up. But when you're teaching a class, you have to mirror everybody because they're looking at you.
Right.
So then you have to say the opposite. So right on my left hand, right where the crease of my thumb is, I would draw a tiny little R on my left hand and a tiny little L on my right hand. And then I would do the same thing on my feet, on my toes, tiny little right and left. Because like,
that's pretty good.
You look at your hand all the time and you're like, left.
Do you ever think about getting that tattooed?
I did, yeah. But then I was like, what if I don't teach yoga forever? That's gonna look kind of stupid. I'll have this little left and right on the wrong hands. No one will get it except other yoga teachers.
Probably just get more tattoo to cover it up and put something funky there.
I don't know. Okay, this is gonna be weird. Are you sitting down?
Yay. I am sitting down.
I have 0 tattoos.
What? Well, that's a bit of a surprise. I figured you'd at least have one.
I figure I'd at least have a whole back piece done by now. But here we are.
Yeah, something really like a Mandela or something.
Yeah, like something just crazy good. No, nothing. It's never manifested itself into my life. It's never come up. It's always been so darn expensive too.
Yeah, there's that.
They're pretty pricey. And then the time involved.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole pain thing that I don't like to do. I don't like pain. I don't like pain in my body. I don't want it.
Well, I can absolutely sympathize with that.
I know you don't want pain. You don't like it. Why would you go get a whole bunch extra?
I got a tattoo.
And pay for it. Whew.
I did pay for it. I paid for it, and then when he was done the outline, I almost made him stop. Because it was friggin' painful. I thought I wouldn't feel it, but I felt it.
I think everyone thinks that. Like, no, I'm tough. I'm that one guy. I'm that one girl.
Yeah, I know.
I'm tough, bro.
But my legs are so numb with my CMT that I figured I'll be fine. Because I can, like, scratch my leg until it bleeds, and I don't, like, feel it. My leg's still itchy. It's a neuropathic thing. So I figured I can get a tattoo. I'm hardly even going to feel this. But that is a lie. Oh, my God, I felt it so much. It was awful. And when he was done the outline, I was almost like, you know what? You could just stop doing this, and I'll just color it in whenever I want. It'll be fine. But I wanted the color, so it's pretty, and it's colored, and it's a butterfly, and it's nice. But I'm never doing it again. Never. Nope. It must be like having kids. I wouldn't be able to do it after the first time. Nope.
Yeah. I don't know. I know some women. I don't know. I know some women who get addicted to having kids. They've got so many kids. It's crazy. I'm like.
Yeah, I know some people who get addicted to having tattoos too. It's the weirdest thing.
The tattoos in the end do cost a lot less and do cause less pain overall, through headaches and all the things that come along extra with having kids. I'm glad I don't have kids, man. And
Me too.
I say this all the time, and I don't know if we talked about this in the last podcast or what, but I have friends who are like, man, I live vicariously through you. Please, don't stop. Don't stop.
Right.
So to all you people, go to my Patreon and donate. It's patreon.com/JColeYoga or /Beyond the Mat. I don't know what it is.
Support us not making more people. Yay!
Yes, please pay me to not have any children. Y'all really don't want another J. Cole walking around. I think one is enough.
My city should be throwing me a yearly parade. Oh.
Can you imagine, like, if we had, like, army
a lot.
An army of kids? Like, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, what if I was one of those guys who had, like, I look at my grandparents, and my grandma and my Grammy and my Grampy had 9 kids. One of them didn't survive very long, so she had delivered 9 children. And you'd think after, like, the first, you'd be like, okay, I'm done with that. And then you'd think with, like, maybe after, like, the second one not making it, you'd be like, okay, now I'm done with that. No, let's continue on to make 8 more kids on top of that. Like, woo!
That's so many kids.
Yeah. So, like, aunts and uncles and cousins all over the place. All over the place. And then it's funny because, like, when I look at, like, the other side of my family, my dad has, like, they have 3 kids. That's it.
Right.
So I have 2. I have an aunt. I have an uncle. I have 2 uncles. That's it. On my dad's side, 2 uncles, and one of them disappeared and doesn't talk to the family. So we're like, okay, see you later, I guess.
Uncle Traveling Matt.
Uncle Traveling Matt. Uncle Norman.
Yeah. Without, like, any postcards or adventure stories or anything, but, you know.
Nothing. That would be cool if
permanently traveling.
If there was that, like, that would be cool. Like,
maybe he'll hear this podcast and he'll just start sending you random postcards.
Uncle Norman, I now live in British Columbia. You can find me here.
Cool.
I'm not going to say how over the podcast, but you know how to contact the rest of your family. So, yeah, if you're ever in town, look me up. And you have, like, 39 years of postcards to deliver. So I hope you have them, and I hope they're all signed and stamped and they're ready to go. And
chop.
I want them in, like, chronological order.
Nice. Oh, love the demands. Yay.
Thanks, Uncle Norman.
That's funny.
See ya.
Yay. Thanks, Norman. Awesome.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeedly-deedly-doo. I found that post, by the way, on your Facebook page.
Oh.
I had to go.
Oh, good. I've been shadow banned.
I went all the way past June 23rd, and then it finally says recent posts, like way down. So my little scrolly bar to the right, when, like, next to your chat line, I'm all the way down at the person on the bottom, like the last little chat person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11 chat people down. That's where my little slider is on the page. That's how far I had to go to get to today's recent posts.
That's not right.
So Trudeau says he's taking in refugees that are banned by the U.S.
Yeah, apparently this is a year ago, but I still think it's happening.
Why is this written by PBS.org? Isn't that public broadcasting system in the States? Isn't
that's what I thought too.
But it's not.
So I don't know. Maybe it's fake news after all.
No, it's the same. It's the same logo from PBS News.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh,
the plot thickens.
But PBS is it's the CBC of a certain part of the States. But I mean, look what CBC's been up to now. So we really don't. We can't trust any of this.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah, PBS NewsHour. That is the logo.
Yeah.
Odd. Justin Trudeau.
I love how in the comments somebody's like, "Love that man. He incredible. Best leader in the world."
That guy lives in California. That guy lives in California. He does not live here. That guy got in. I think he was like chosen through one of those immigration lotteries, and that's why he's in America.
Wow.
So I don't know why the heck he thinks that Trudeau's wonderful. Probably because he also thinks that Trump is the worst ever. But that's 91% of the media about Trump is negative. 91%. That's never happened before. Even with Stephen Harper, he still had positive press somehow.
Somehow, yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, in a way, in some ways, Sun Media seemed to talk fondly about Harper all the time. I lived in Ottawa. I lived in Ottawa when he was in power, so there was these newspapers all over the place. Sun Media, Sun newspaper. It's like the Metro print, those Metro print things.
I remember the Toronto Sun. I remember.
Yeah.
The Sunshine Girl.
And the Sunshine Girl in the back. Yeah, and it was always such like hardcore conservative viewpoints and very pro Harper stuff going on in there.
I didn't like that guy either.
Man, I don't like any of them. I think if you're in politics, you're probably not the best person.
Trudeau said he never wanted to get into politics at all. He just wanted to teach.
I know. He just wanted to like play around.
And here he is. Yeah, he never wanted to do this.
No,
so I don't know. It's kind of like he's just not taking this job seriously. So that somebody says, "All right, get out."
Well, maybe it's more like they just needed a face, and they needed a young, fresh face. So they're like, yo, here's the pool of people we have to pick from, and there's this Trudeau kid who people might remember his dad from back in the day, but they might not because it's been so long now that all the old people will remember him, but all us young folks will have no idea. And that's kind of like what happened. Because like no one I know really even knows. They're like, what? There was another Trudeau? Like, what? What was his dad doing? And I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, he could have been just a face that was hired by whoever this shadow government is that really runs things in the background.
Right.
If they exist. I mean, this is all it's all speculative hearsay. I really don't know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink.
It's all good.
Wink, wink. Shadow government. Come on, y'all. You know you want a fresh yoga teacher, graphic designer in your ranks. You know I can make some beautiful posters for your cause. I can do some great work. Hook me up.
It's true.
All I want is a yacht and a mansion. Come on, hook me up. Shadow government. Please. I used to say that about the Illuminati. Is like, no, I'm totally one of the lizard people. I'm totally in all of this. They just haven't found me. I got lost. I got separated from the group at birth, and they lost me somehow. But they'll find me one day. I'm not worried about that.
Right.
Someday I'll be able to peel this monkey skin off, and you'll be able to see that I'm a lizard underneath. For real.
My God. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so let's go in another direction. Let's say that maybe I am a lizard person, but this is all one of those hologram simulated realities, and it's just a video game that I'm playing. In the world that I am, when we take the helmet off, I'm a lizard person, and there'll be other animal people. There's like monkey people and squirrel people and horse people and bird people everywhere, and we're all just in this game together. Maybe it's like seeping through the cracks somehow into the game.
Could be.
Ooh. No self-respecting lizard person would ever work with a bird person. God.
That's probably true.
But aren't birds a lot? Birds are a lot like a lizard.
They have to fight over the food sources firstly. That would be an issue.
I think a lizard could eat the bird, but birds do eat lizards. Birds eat snakes, I guess. And
birds eat birds too.
Birds eat birds. Yeah.
Yeah, birds eat birds.
Yeah, wasn't there? I heard about something about a pigeon ate another bird. It ate a crow or something. Like a pigeon.
Oh my God!
Devoured another.
I didn't know about that. Ew.
Yeah, the pigeon ate another bird that was like twice its size. It like killed it and ate it in a park. There's like a video online or something.
Oh, what a jerk!
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah.
What did that crow
That's
ever do to you? That crow stole all my shiny things. I was collecting them.
And then my life. Yeah. Oh, the pigeon. Oh, I see.
Well, the crow.
Yeah, that's still weird.
The crow stole from the pigeons. The pigeon killed them.
That's some shady bird dealings going on there.
Yeah. Who's in the murder now? Eh, crow? Ha 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 ha. Stab,
what you did there. But yeah.
That wasn't on purpose. That just kind of came out at the end.
It's an organic thing.
That bird's organic now. Organic waste. Whoosh.
Bleh.
Woo. Going through the septic systems. If he flushes, maybe he doesn't flush. Maybe he's a non-flusher. Maybe he just poos outside. I don't know.
Could have just landed up on someone's car, you know?
Oh, so now when it rains, it's going to rain on that bird poo that contains crow in it. That rain is going to absorb the crow and carry the crow back up into the air. And then rain that crow back down on top of us again.
Ew.
This is the beautiful circle of life that we live in here on planet Earth. Shit goes up, shit comes down. And then shit goes down again. And then back up.
And then, yeah, right. It's a never-ending cycle, really. Circle of life. Yeah.
I wish I could sing that right now, like better.
Oh. It happens. But yeah.
What else was on my list
here?
there?
I don't know.
Shit, we went over everything, I think, except for it's kind of old news, but like Pizzagate, I guess. Is that still a thing? People are still doing that? I see those logos everywhere. Like I see like those gross
that's
like
still a thing.
Those pedophile logos. I see them and I see them in places where I'm like no, really, like y'all put that up here, and it's like, and I look, I'm like, it was like a kid's place too, or like it was on a T-shirt in Walmart. Different these symbols and things, like just the symbol, and I'm like, they're taking it and they're trying to like exploit it now and make it like a cool thing, like
a normal thing.
They're normalizing it, making it cool to be either like have been like abducted or assaulted or anything. Like maybe they're trying to like normalize it that way or something. I don't know.
Put a target on kids, who knows?
Target. Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know.
What if I'm an adult and I'm wearing that stupid little triangle symbol or whatever it is, and I'm walking around and I don't even know, I just like triangles, or I like swirls, the swirly one. Like, what if I didn't know? I'm like, oh, look at that, I like swirls, I'm gonna wear this shirt. Now everyone thinks that you're a pedophile because you're wearing a swirly shirt.
Well,
that also
depends. I mean,
is not
the thing is that so many people, if I say something about Pizzagate, it's amazing how many people are just like, what's Pizzagate? Like, they don't even like know.
No.
So basically,
no, they don't.
It's such a tiny amount of people who understand and recognize the symbols that they're still just getting away with it. It's hidden in plain sight, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know, but it's, CNN tried to say that it's illegal to read the WikiLeaks, and somebody else said, like Snopes or whoever, or the Washington Post or the New York Times or whatever, said that Pizzagate all started with something on 4chan, but that's not how Pizzagate started at all. So Pizzagate started when a bunch of emails were turned over to WikiLeaks.
Right.
Because John Podesta answered an email that said, hey, John, you have to change your password. And he was an idiot. And he changed his password.
Please enter your old password here. Enter your new one here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, okay, here we go. My password is password.
Yeah, so then
WikiLeaks got their hands on it.
So they got all of his emails and all the correspondence back and forth, and then people combed over through these emails, and they started noticing these trends and these patterns developing about, Obama needs 10 million hot dogs by 5 o'clock, and it's like, what? On a Wednesday?
Yeah.
On a Wednesday, Obama? Come on, you shouldn't be eating that many hot dogs on a Wednesday.
Well, the one thing about the thing that said, I think Obama had like $65,000 worth of pizza and dogs flown to the White House from Chicago for a private fundraiser or something. That doesn't make any sense, because in the White House, if you're the president, any food the president eats has to be prepared on site in the White House. And even if that wasn't the case, why would you be flying in pizza and hot dogs from Chicago? If you're in Washington, D.C.,
y'all ain't got any pizza
Illinois,
joints?
it's a
They're
fair
like,
clip.
no.
Plus, you've got Comet Ping Pong Pizza, which they say is the best pizza ever, and it's like right down the street from the White House. So I don't get it.
Those are all...
tried to eat 65,000 hot dogs? It's crazy.
They can't make that pizza there because those are all pedophile fronts. They don't actually make pizza.
Probably.
That's why they have to
like
ship
the Truman
it in.
Show.
That's why they got to ship it in. Oh my God.
I don't know. I believe that there is pizza being made there. I just think that there is. It's a front. It's just a front. It has this great big family-friendly thing with ping pong tables in it and all that. Mm-hmm. I still can't get a solid answer on how many shots were fired when that crazy guy that I'm pretty sure the deep state hired to go to the pizza place to cause a scene to make it easier for them to just say, this is crazy, look at the craziness, that's all it's about, there's no kids in the basement, there's not even a basement.
Yeah.
Because like I've got a report that there was no shots. I've got one that there was like 2 shots. One shot was shot into the floor, one shot into the wall, one shot into the computer server that theoretically had all the child porn on it, which is, there you go. And then James Alefontis himself said that the gunshot went into a lock on a door.
Wow.
So they can't even keep that one story of the whole thing straight, and it's just like, this is a hoax. And people they Google Pizzagate, and then they see like the Washington Times, Snopes, and the New York Post or whatever, and they're like, yeah, okay, well, I trust the government and the news, so clearly this is just a big hoax. But those places don't say anything about like what's in any of the emails. And CNN says it's illegal to read them, which is absolutely not true.
Right. I remember hearing that too about, CNN tried to put an end to that because they're getting sick of everybody like besting them on their news sources, Yeah. It's like oh, okay, wait a minute. WikiLeaks is out of bounds. That's out of bounds because we're not winning anymore. When y'all talk about talk about this shit, we're not winning, so this is out of bounds. You can't call that news anymore.
Yeah, you have to trust us to tell you what the WikiLeaks say. It's illegal for you to read them. But
didn't they want to say that it was treason to read them because those are from a government official who who these aren't supposed to be for the public, so it's technically treason if you're reading them? That's the last thing I ever read about that, but I
that would make sense. I could see them trying to throw that angle on it.
Yeah.
Because what else would they do? But, fact is the fact, and he was an idiot for turning over his stupid password. So, and if he wasn't doing all those crazy things, then and it's not even that. I mean, there's like really weird bands that went to that place to play music, and I'm sure that they're still doing it today. There was sleepovers for kids at that pizza place, and there was art on the wall that depicted like naked women holding headless people, like with no head. Here's a head. Would you like a head? And they're like, would you like to have the head?
That's the thing.
It's like
aside from all of the weird creepiness and all the stories and all the like allegedlys and all the hearsays, the artwork in there is like so disturbing. And then
it is.
The artwork that guy had at his house was so disturbing. By the same kind of art, the same kind of
artwork.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so gross to look at. But then, I mean, because people like to make the story to embellish it, they were showing paintings that the guy didn't have in his house that were like pretty horrific too, by the same artists.
Right.
By the same artist, but they just weren't in the Podesta's house. But they're saying like they're trying to tie it together that way. They're going like, oh no, this is the kind of art that the guy does, which is disgusting. But these ones specifically weren't in Podesta's house. But the ones in Podesta's house were pretty like weird and out there. And I don't.
And there's sculptures. There's a sculpture in I think Tony Podesta's house, and it's like, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of kids in cages, and there's like these weird, I don't even know, like goat monsters. I don't even know what they are. and that's weird. And then there's just weird. There's so much weird stuff going on in there. I don't know. And then they've got the headless sacrificial type victim who looks like one of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims without a head. And it's like a backwards arched figure that's like hanging over their stairs. And there's a picture of Tony Podesta with his wife standing right next to it. So I'm pretty sure that one's actually in his house.
Yeah.
And John Podesta's got a picture of like these two guys at a table, and there's a guy laying on the table, and they're cutting the organs out of the guy and like to eat on a plate. And John Podesta's just like, it's better to be the guy who's with the plate than the guy who's on the table. It's like, really? That's the kind of artwork you like having in your house? That's icky. There's something going on. I don't know. James Alefontis. is supposed to be like the 49th most influential guy in Washington, D.C., and he just runs a pizza shop, but that's not true, because he actually runs a couple other things. One of them is called the Pegasus Museum, but it's not the kind of museum that there's advertisements for. It's the kind of museum that's really kept under the radar. Right. And he's got a license to fly in living art.
Living art? Oh, gross.
Yeah, living art, as in like possibly people and or, children. And he's got a Pegasus Museum. It's a museum. So I have no idea what's going on there, but people have been checking that out. And, Pizzagate's not over.
Why do you think
it's been, dismissed, but not debunked.
Yeah. Why do you think it's so hard for people to even fathom that there could be a death cult in the world? Like, don't even put it geographically. Let's not even call it like, oh, it's an American thing or it's American government politics. Like, it's probably woven itself through all mainstream governments who are in this like kind of like New World Order thing together. What am I thinking of? The United Nations group of people. Like, why is it so hard to think of that? Like, there definitely could be a death cult. They definitely could be doing all these things, and everyone's like, no, because people just want to think. I don't know. People don't want to like admit that there could be like still to this day barbarian, horrid cannibalism, sacrifices, rituals. People don't want to think that kind of stuff's happening anymore. They're like, no, that's the medieval times. That's back in the day.
Yeah, we think we're so civilized that we couldn't possibly be doing anything as primitive as that. But
right, we all walk upright now.
Yeah, but there are kids in Africa that are terrified to go in certain places because they think that people are doing sacrificial rituals and things like that, and kids are being cannibalized and killed and stuff like that. And so it's easy to think about Lithuania having cannibals, but for some reason it's like way too much of a stretch to think about it going on anywhere around here at all.
Yeah.
So weird. Yeah. It's so weird. I don't know. I think that people are just really comfortable, and everything's just so convenient. Why would we want to shake that up? We just want to keep the status quo, you know?
Well, do you remember that book? I can't remember the name of it, but it was about the guy who discovered Datura in like Africa and how they were doing these like zombie sacrifices where they would like... So they would like...
That's so interesting.
They would give you... And it, like a voodoo priest would give you this drink and it would make your body go... For all purposes, you're dead. You have no heartbeat. You have no pulse. Like, you have nothing. It's such a slow, low pulse that you can't detect it. You can't detect it by feeling. You can't detect it with a monitor, but you're alive. And they would call these, like, zombie people because they basically wanted to, like, whatever, harvest their organs or whatever. So they would say, oh, this guy got the zombie curse, so he's alive, but he's dead or whatever. And we're going to go bury him. And then you'll see him walking around in a couple days. And they would so they would bury you alive, and you would literally go through this, like, death transformation kind of thing, like you're being reborn almost, but like you're alive, being buried alive in a box that only has so much oxygen in it, and then they're going to dig you up in a few days, and then you're like alive because the drugs worn off by then, and you can breathe again and move. And but I guess there's something about, I don't know if it was just for the book, and there's a really shitty movie about it too.
Right.
I think they had control over you after. The voodoo priest could control you to do things. He could get you to go and then maybe kill someone for him. Like he would. So it's kind of like, oh, I made a zombie and I have zombie powers, so I'm going to use my zombie to go and kill off my enemies. And so yeah, when we think about like Africa like that, it's, it's so easy to do. It's like, oh yeah, well that's Africa. Like, it's, whatever. It's Africa. It's like jungles and tribes and shit, right? Like, yeah, of course. Voodoo, of course. Of course that's a thing. But to think about someone doing that here, it's like, oh, no, that could never happen. Yeah. And then to think that
no possible way
someone in our government could do that. Oh, never. We vote them in. Not. There's a serious vetting that goes on to get people in there. I'm like, I don't think there is. Like, I don't know fully. I should find out.
I've heard some things. About blackmail from some survivors of some things, like this one girl said that she was part of the Illuminati bloodline family thing, and she was raised with like Satan worshippers, and she said that at some point she was like 6 or 7 years old, and she remembers a man being brought in, and he had like a hood over his head, and then they told him that he was going to have sex with a child, or else they were going to kill him and his entire family. And he was going to have it videotaped too. So apparently, like, he did it because he didn't want to get killed with his whole family, but he was crying and apologizing the entire time. And so basically, as horrible as that sounds, that's what I think is keeping everybody from just coming out and saying what's been going on. Because if there's a video about you having sex with a kid, you know, you probably don't want that coming out, because you know how horrible the media is. I mean, they completely screw you. You know, you probably go to jail and maybe execution. I have no idea. But if that's like really what's going on, then that's bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Well, it's
hard not to believe her. She's pretty compelling.
That's the thing. You gotta make a decision and stick with it. That's kind of the point of life. Like, you can be indecisive all you want for days and hours, but it comes to a point when you have to make a stand and make a choice, and then stick with that choice and not be like flippy floppy about it back and forth. So you just got to kind of like, do I believe this person or do I not? Here are the facts, write them down. Here are the emotions and the vibe and the feeling. I like to incorporate that kind of stuff too, because you know what? It's not just facts. Life isn't just facts and numbers and statistics. Life has emotion, and there's intuition, and there's feelings, and there's vibes, and there's all this other, like, you know, more metaphysical stuff going on. So I like to write down some of that stuff too when you're making these little fact sheets.
For sure. Like, I've got journals around here with some collected notes. But I am compelled to believe her. It's hard not to. And it's not the first time I've heard about something like that either. I don't know. There's so much weirdness going on. Like, there's a guy named Ronald Bernard, and he was, I think, in Amsterdam, or wherever, somewhere like that, Norway, somewhere. And he had a broken life growing up, and then he decided that he really wanted to be as rich as he could. He wanted all of the money and all of the power, and he didn't care about anything because he had like a bad upbringing. And so he became very successful, and he wanted to be even more successful. So some guy said, well, I'll help you get, you can take over what I'm doing because I'm working with money and I'm securing different currencies for people and blah, blah, blah. So the long story short is that this guy got way up near the top. He found out that there's 8,000 to 8,500 people running the entire world, calling all of the shots. And they're all Luciferian Satanist people. And at some point he was offered like an even higher position, but he was going to have to do something to the effect of sacrificing children. And he had like a mental breakdown, and he had to pull out of what he was doing, and I'm sure that he's making his own money some other way. But he's still alive because he made some kind of a deal and promised to never actually give up the names of anybody. So it's like really weird. And there's been this thing called the ITNJ Commission. Right. And over the past like 2 or 3 weeks, there's been like a lot of video reports that have come up from like people around the world talking about like the entire epidemic of human trafficking, and even the thing about organ trafficking that's there. And it's just been a really eye-opening thing just to sit there and watch. It's like a real-life horror movie, and you just can't believe what these people are saying.
Yeah, there's some actress right now from a popular TV show who's caught up in some kind of sex trafficking thing. Do you
Ellie Mack, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Chloe from Smallville.
And she kept doing it is the thing, and she's like part of it. Like, she knows, and she knows better, and she still like goes out and recruits girls to get into the whole system. And it's like, what? Like, you're doing something wrong. So like, here's the flip side to all of this. Let's just like twist this on its head. What if it's all true? What if when you kill someone, you actually get their power? What if when you kill the kid, you become far more powerful than anyone else? What if when you do these rituals, you do gain influence over the world? What if it's all true? Imagine if that ever got out and that leaked. Imagine how crazy the world would be. It would erupt into this weird, sick, violent, earth-killing fiesta. I'm
not killing anybody.
It would be like that movie. It would be like The Purge when have you seen that movie?
God.
It's kind of messed up. I saw like the second one, which kind of threw me off because I thought I was watching the first one, and I was like, wait a minute, they've done this before? Like, it was kind of hard to figure out because they're both called The Purge, but one was called The Purge Redemption or some weird thing like that. And I thought I was watching the first one. So, but anyways, yeah, like everyone just goes out for a night of killing. No rules, no holds barred. Everything goes. Just go out and kill as many people as you can. Neighbors,
I'm not doing it.
Family, friends, everyone, just go out. Wow. And but yeah, imagine if there really was some kind of like sick magic, some sick death cult magic at play. You know, and these are the same people who are like, magic's not real. Magic doesn't exist. You shouldn't be believing in that. And these are the same people who say that psychedelics shouldn't be used, and that anything that expands or opens your mind to new possibilities and new depths and realms, that stuff should be all outlawed. And it's the same group of people who are saying, like, don't look over here, but don't look over here, what I'm doing.
Oh boy, would I ever not be surprised to find out it is all true.
Like when
it's possible.
Like we die and then everything gets revealed once we're dead. They're like, okay, so this is what was really going on. These people were doing this and these people were doing that, and you were over here doing this, you idiot. Why weren't you over there getting some power? I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was wrong. That would be like, and then again, maybe snap out again and it was all a video game. It was all a simulation, some kind of game system that we're in. And then it's like, so that's kind of like Super Mario saying that he shouldn't jump on the mushrooms. Those things. That's like Mario saying he shouldn't jump on the turtles. I don't know. I believe in equal rights between turtles and the mushroom people. I don't think I should jump on any of them. And then they run in and kill him. Because that's what they programmed to do. So, whoo! Yeah, that was a rabbit hole. That was a rabbit hole.
There's a lot of rabbit holes. I'm starting to think it's just a bottomless pit.
Just goes to the center of the earth where there's...
That's possible. It might come out in China. I don't know.
No, it doesn't. It just goes to the middle of the earth, and that's where the flying spaghetti monster lives. Right in the middle.
That would make sense.
And the tentacles are reaching out to all corners of the earth.
It's true.
All corners of this flat earth.
I'm friends with the first guy who created the flying spaghetti monster religion.
What? No way.
I'm friends with him.
How does that happen?
I haven't talked to him in a while, but
how does that go about?
Bobby Henderson.
Wow.
Well, because I wrote a silly child's book about a flying spaghetti monster, and then I wanted to message him to make sure it was okay.
Oh.
And then we talked for a while, and then I think I told him I had a boyfriend, and then we never talked again.
Oh.
Last time I talked to him was December 4th, 2016.
Oh, you gotta call him back.
Well,
like,
that's
hey,
weird.
remember,
I just popped open our last message and it says, he said, hi there, how are you? What have you been doing lately? And I said, I've been falling into what I thought initially was a rabbit hole. Holy crap, but it's turning into a very hellish bottomless pit in terms of things I've been looking at intensely. That is crazy.
Get out. Okay, maybe you just say that to everybody. Maybe that's just your like go-to slogan.
No, this really
to create synchronicity on purpose.
What? Mm-hmm. That is so weird.
That is so weird. Man, wow. This kind of stuff happens to me so often that it's uncanny. I can't get over it. It's like...
That is weird.
It's right up there with the way my cell phone is listening to me. That whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it doesn't even take you to say anything. Sometimes it just reads your mind.
Yeah, that's the best. I love when that happens, because then I didn't have to...
And it's the scariest.
I'm like, you know me so well, Google. You know me inside and out. You know what I want before I want it. That's when I start to wonder, I'm like, maybe the singularity happened. Maybe the AI is out there. Maybe it's already in me. Maybe I already breathed in the nanobots, and I'm already transmitting. How would we ever know? How would we ever know, Heather? We wouldn't.
I guess we never will, really.
No. Until someday when we realize, like, you know what? I haven't gotten older in the last, 20 years. Have you? No, me neither. None of my teeth have fallen out, and my hair stopped going gray, and I just haven't gotten older. Everything just stops.
No, it's a good way to be.
Yeah, I think, that's the one good thing about that singularity happening is that population control will definitely be under wraps. There won't be any more. There wouldn't be any more issues about food, wealth, shelter, clothes, money wouldn't be a thing anymore. Everyone would just work for the greater good of the AI. And that would be okay with me.
It would be.
Like, what's that thing called? Probably not supposed to talk about it on a podcast. Rocco's Basilisk. Have you ever looked that up? Pretty crazy. I
think I'm about to.
I think you should. Because it says that Rocco's Basilisk is like this entity, I guess, that we're all working towards to create, which could be this AI that we're trying to build. And if you know about it and you don't work to help progress it to happening, to becoming a reality, when it does become a reality, it comes back to kill you. So if you know about it and you don't actively help it in some way, like me talking about it right now, I'm helping it. Rocco's Basilisk, please don't kill me. I'm helping you. By talking about it, it could help propel it to become a thing.
Rocco's posited solution to this quandary is to buy a lottery ticket because you'll win in some quantum branch. What? This is weird. Okay, this is going to be a lot of reading later on.
Oh, yeah.
Friendly artificial intelligence, utilitarianism. Can't believe I just said that. Simulations of you are also you. Timeless decision theory. So I've been getting a whole bunch of like profile, like friend requests from like people who have the same name as like other people I'm friends with. And I keep thinking that they're like fake profiles because Facebook warns us about that. But no, it turns out that those people are really my friends. They've just been put in Facebook jail for independently thinking. And they're in jail for like 30 days. So then they go and they make a backup Facebook account. And then they send me a request. It's just the weirdest thing. It's like, stop blocking people from having thought. Yeah, it needs to be a better platform than Facebook. I don't know how much longer we're going to be putting up with this.
Oh, I don't know. And you know what happened? They changed the whole layout of Gmail, and it's taking forever to load my emails now.
Ew.
The whole system, I feel like, so you know when you load a website and it kind of stores some of the images and graphics on your computer in a temp file if you access it all the time so that it doesn't have to always download all these little bits and pieces because it's just going to reuse bits and pieces. I feel like it's not doing that. I feel like it's downloading everything every time I open it up.
Lame.
Yeah, and like and I shouldn't have clicked on it. I don't know why I clicked on it. It said, "Oh, there's an all new Gmail here for you, for your convenience." And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
It happens.
Never a fan of the updates.
Has there ever been an update? I don't think there has been where it's actually worked out for the best for everybody.
Yeah, no, that hasn't happened ever. Nope. But yeah. It's 9:32, Jay.
Oh, it is? Holy smokes.
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's been a really good conversation, yo.
Yeah, this was a good one. We'll do it again.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Faux cheesy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Sounds
hey,
good.
Thank you for being here so much. And
thank you for being a gracious host.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Well. That was another goodie. Another one for the records. We've done it again. We've talked. We've laughed. We've cried. Well, I didn't cry, and Heather didn't cry, but maybe some of you at home cried a little when we had to end the show. Hopefully, y'all are in love with us that much by now. Wahoo! That's it for another installment of When I Squeeze My Cheeks and Lips Together and Push Air Through My Lungs and Engage the Vocal Box, a noise comes out that sounds like Beyond the Mat. May we meet again, friends. Peace, love, and light. Namaste, and all that other good noise. Ding.